What is going on, everybody? It has been so long since we've had a video. We're going over 2 months now. As you can hear, I've been sick. I've lost my voice, but it's starting to come back. And I figured this is a perfect time to make a video. So today we're down the laundromat. Typically we're in the laundromat, but not today. Today, I want to cover something that I don't get asked enough. People are always asking me, hey, Claudio, how much money do you make from your laundromat? Tell us how much money you make. I think a much better question to ask is how much you keep. How much money do you actually put into your pocket? Which got me thinking this video. And I wanted to cover budgeting, right? So recently, this all stemmed honestly from switching over from my car insurance from one company to another company. And I saw how much money I saved by doing that. And then I started to evaluate all the things in my life that I could do the same thing. And I came up with a couple different things, and I want to share that with you today. So let's start with the car insurance, right? Originally, I had Allstate. And with Allstate, I was paying $153 per month, $150 per month. And I switched from Allstate to USAA auto insurance, same exact coverage. And now I pay $87 a month. That's huge savings. That's almost half, right? Same coverage, nothing has changed. On top of that, I switched over. I used to have a POS by the way, is called a point of sale with a company called Turns. They're a great company, nothing against Turns. But I'd use them for my wash, dry, and fold, right? So a customer would come to a laundromat. We'd use Turns to process their orders. Well, Turns is good, but when you're just getting started in the wash, dry, and fold business, dude, there's nothing wrong with using the old pen and paper, right? So if you just gotten started, you have no customers, pen and paper is just fine. Once you get big and you explode, then sure, go with these companies that offer, pickup delivery. They offer computer services like Turns, Sense, Laundry Works, all those guys. They are cool. But if you're just testing out the waters, there is nothing wrong with doing pen and paper. It'll save you a bunch of money, especially if you're not even quite sure if you want to get into the wash, dry, and fold business, right? So with Turns, I was paying $150, and now I pay zero, right? Because I got rid of the whole thing. $150 was a good deal for me. I think they've gone up now to $170. But to be fair, I think all people who provide wash, dry, and fold services like POSs, they're going up on their prices anyways. So I went from 150 to zero. Next thing that I changed in my life was my internet provider. So I had AT&T. I think I had their 50 megabyte plan, whatever, with AT&T, and they were charging me $80 a month for internet. I switched over from AT&T's, plan over to T-Mobile's plan, which is a 5G like network Wi-Fi router, and they charge $50. So I went from 80 with AT&T to 50 with T-Mobile for internet services. So that's a savings of $30 right there. Next, my phone plan for one line, right? I only pay for my own phone. That was $80 a month with T-Mobile. But I switched. Actually, I'm kind of lying. I'm going to switch. Shouldn't say that. I'm going to switch from T-Mobile to a service provider called Mint Mobile. You may have heard them. They're the phone provider that was made famous by Ryan Reynolds. I think he owns a share in Mint Mobile. But they use the same cellular towers, right? T-Mobile and Mint Mobile, they use the same towers. I will say that during times of like peak hours, the T-Mobile customers do get a preference. But from what I hear, the Mint Mobile is still a good service. So long story short, $80 with T-Mobile, down to $20 with Mint Mobile. That's a savings of $50 right there. So from 80 to 20. And lastly, bank accounts, right? So when you start your own business, you will have a business bank account. Banks, they love to charge you monthly maintenance fees, and they love to charge you processing fees. Well, monthly maintenance fees, that's just made up stuff, right? There's nothing being maintained in your account. It's all digital. It's not like there's a leak in your account and some plumber has to go in there and fix it. It just made up stuff that the bank did to make more money every month. So the fact that I'm paying a monthly maintenance fee kind of pissed me off. And the fact that I was giving the bank money and they were going to charge me to take my money and process it through their exchange machine, that kind of pissed me off too. Because essentially I'm giving them free money at a 0% interest rate, right? I say, hey, bank, here's my money, take it and do with it, I'm stroking out. Do with it whatever you want, okay? And then they go charge some other guy 17% interest to borrow that money that I just gave them. So it kind of pissed me off that they were charging me a monthly maintenance fee and a processing fee to count my cash. So I started to look around and I went from Frost Bank, who was charging me $335 a year in these fees, right? To Chase Bank. Now, Chase Bank, if you are prior military, they waive like a bunch of fees. So I'm prior military, they waived a bunch of fees. And processing of cash, well, hey, you can just go to the ATM machine and put the money in yourself, and then that way you don't get charged. So I went from paying $335 a year with Frost. That comes out to be roughly $30 a month, right? Very close to it, to paying zero. So now you can see how this is all adding up, right? You don't have to do the math because I did the math for you. Every month, going from here on forward, every month, I'm going to be saving $336 just from cutting stuff back, just from shopping around, looking at different things. There are different things out there, right? $336 per month. That doesn't sound like a lot, but to put into perspective is why this stack of cash is sitting right here. These are all ones, right? This is a $1 bill. Look how flat it is. You see how flat that is? Okay. This is what $336 looks like. I'm squeezing the heck out of it. Look, I'm squeezing it the most I can squeeze it. Look how thick it is. Look at this. If you saw this sitting on the floor, tell me you wouldn't stop and bend over and pick this up. When you don't look around, when you don't search and shop around and find ways to budget, you're telling yourself that you're okay with leaving this much money on the floor. You're like, yeah, I don't need to shop around. I don't need to switch auto providers or internet, blah, blah, blah. I'm okay with leaving this on the floor every month. Here, you take it, big company guy. You take my money. So that's the video. The moral of the story is you got to shop around. If you've been sitting on your butt thinking about switching insurance companies, thinking about switching internet, this is your wake-up call. Do it. $336 every month for me, right? Obviously, your story may be a little different. You may have a different subscription that you want to cut out your life. I have subscriptions in my life that I don't want to cut out. For example, I have YouTube Premium, which is $10 a month. I don't want to cut that out because I don't want to watch ads. I've got chess.com. I don't want to cut that out because I love playing chess. I want to become a chess master one day. So find the things that you can cut out, things of equal value, right? Like going from insurance company A to insurance company B. If they offer you the same thing, make them fight each other. Just like you make distributors fight each other, make the insurance companies fight each other, make the internet people, the phone people, the banks, make them all fight each other for your services because you're the boss, okay? When it comes to business, it's not about how much money you make. It's about how much money you can keep. Remember, somebody very wise once said, a fool and his money are quickly parted. I don't know who said it, but man, was that a banger. Remember it.